Greetings, everybody, and welcome to episode 79 of the Sitcast, aka the Siblings in Cardboard podcast. I'm your host, Noah, joined by my buddies slash co-hosts, Thomas and Donnie. Sadly, Justin couldn't be here, but he's here with us in spirit. Whether you're a veteran card gamer or a first-timer just testing the waters, we're all siblings in cardboard. Guys, some of you played some ProQuest last week. How did it go, and how's everybody been?
I'm not playing any ProQuest until Johns Creek on the 17th of next month.
Well, that's why I said
I'm not going to have any time to do it.
I'm in that boat as well for other reasons, but somebody did.
Yes, I drove to Alabama and played specifically Jasper, Alabama, and played in a ProQuest. Unfortunately, I got a draw on round one, which I think basically took me out of top 8 contention, like immediately. It was actually a big ProQuest. I think it was 37 players.
Wow.
Yeah, and 37 players, 10 rounds. 6 rounds.
10 rounds?
Sorry, 6 rounds.
I was gonna say,
So 37 players. 37
Battle
players, 6 rounds means that in the second to last round, only one person with a 3-win record is going to get in top 8. So that means basically if you lose your first round and don't win out, you can't get top 8. I didn't win out because I lost to Andrew Lorenz in round 3. I ended up 10th. I played Arachne Marionette, played a dagger version of Arachne Marionette with people who've seen the Tao Tao list. My list is very similar to Tao Tao's, it's just even more aggressive. So less D-reacts, more making people sad. Dude, nothing makes you sadder than a Chelicerae for like 16 that makes me draw 2 cards.
That's kind of good.
It's so fun. But yeah, so I already said before the podcast, I don't want to like rag on Nathan, but it was Nathan Crawford who drew me in the first round. He was playing basically the same deck, and it was literally his first game on the deck. So
you know what they say?
Okay,
it's the name of the game.
I would have thought he'd have been on Florian, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's what everyone
weird.
said. Like,
Nathan
why didn't you just
Assassin?
play Florian? It's all good. I had a great time. We had a bunch of people from the Card Guys and Team Go Again make it into top 8. The finals ended up being Will Bradshaw on Azalea versus another person who's kind of adjacent to the Friends group. His name's Curtis. He is on the most dirtly degenerate OTK Florian you could think of, like 18 D reacts.
Jeez.
And Will had Dreadbore in his list.
That's
a good card.
Yeah. And anyone who doesn't know Dreadbore, Dreadbore is a bow that says you cannot play defense reactions from hand. Period. It's just static. And so there were multiple times where Curtis drew up his hand and he had 3 defense reactions in his hand. The second time he did it, he just said out loud, and when they post this on their YouTube channel, I'm sure you'll be able to hear it. He'll be like, "I just want to die."
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
that's what you get for having 3D reaction in your hand. Be real.
The top 8 was pretty diverse. It was like a Slippy, a Jarl, an Azalea, an OTK Florian, a normal mid-range Florian, Prism, and a Kano.
Wow.
And one Aurora? Or did Aurora not make it? I might have said 8 players. I don't know. I was really excited how diverse the top 8 was. It was pretty fun watching all the games. Unfortunately, the Kano immediately faced off against Andrew Cook on Prism. It did not go well for the Kano. It was funny. I looked away because I was watching. I was watching Damien and Will play their game. I looked away for like a second, looked back, and the game was over. They were packing up, and I'm like, "Who won?" And the Kano kind of looked at me flatly. I'm like, "The game only lasted 10 minutes. I don't know. Maybe you did win." And he didn't. He didn't win.
I mean, I think we established last week, Andrew Cook is kind of good at the game, right?
Yeah,
right.
And it is
especially on Prism in the Kano matchup. That's
extremely
kind
favored.
of rough.
Yeah, Kano
Yeah,
gets
it's a tough
two
one.
turns. He gets 2 turns to basically like do double wildfire, and that's it. That's his only win. But had a great time. It was a little bit of a drive, and I might do it again this weekend. I might go to Huntsville, Alabama this weekend, and hang out with the Alabama friend group again. But anyway,
Didn't Justin win a PQ like at some point in the last 2 weeks since the last time?
yeah, didn't he do week 1? We didn't talk about week 1 because it was kind of a
because
dead
Justin
format.
wasn't here last week.
Yes,
But Justin wasn't here last week, and we just I don't remember if we gave him his props for winning his PQ last week or not.
I can't remember if we did or not.
I don't
either,
believe so. We
but,
did. No, we didn't, because last week was all about
Mr.
It was all
Cook.
about Andrew.
Yeah, so we didn't discuss much outside of what went on during ProQuest or Pro Tour.
Well, let's congrats to Justin, by the way, but we'll sidetrack it a little bit
congratulations.
because we'll wrap it into our discussion of the ProQuest season immediately after we see how the market's doing after Pro Tour wrapped up.
I mean, it's really not. I mean, I guess it really depends what cards you're looking at. But I mean, like, nothing astronomical is happening that hasn't already been happening. You know what I mean? Like New Horizons. You know, it's still New Horizons.
Is anything sliding
things-
down?
I mean, all Aurora cards are going to slide down, right? Just
Mhm.
naturally, because eventually she's going to be gone. So, that slides down. I think Intern Dietic Carapace slides down just a bit, because I think you get Florian shares increase, and we'll talk about that later. We're kind of seeing the Florian share increase already affecting the market slightly on some cards. Other than that, I mean, like, everything's kind of where it was. I mean, Snag's still your go-to. You still got a Race Face up there. Weakest Link still on the slide. Command and Conquerors.
What's the weakest
still
link
around
price right now?
$45.22. So it's
Oh, man.
actually the lowest it's been in a hot minute.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
trending back
tempted.
up, but it's still the same thing again. It's weird. So there's 2 up here for $45.22. Seriously, just 2, and then it jumps to 70. So it's like a lie. It's not really $45.22 like it is for just those 2 cards, and then you're back up to 70. I mean, Weakest Link is just a really good card, though. Some of the ones I had to talk about, and then we can kind of do some spot pricing. I even had the cases and blocks prices, because I didn't have too many that were like wildly trending. I do want to keep Felling of the Crown on the map. I've watched this card for a while.
Hey,
we've talked a little. Yes.
Real quick, plugs.
Oh. All right. Well,
Trying to be professional about this, right?
Normally, I'm joking. Before we get into these cards we're going to talk about, if you wanted to buy some of these cards, and you might want to, you should use our affiliate link. And that's right, of no cost to you, $0. You don't have to do anything other than click a link. I'm serious. Like, it doesn't cost anything extra. If you were going to go on TCG Player anyway, this is just another way to get you there. Okay. You just go in there, use the link, and we get like a 3% kickback. So if you're going to buy some cards anyway, might as well. It'll help us out, and we appreciate it. We also do have affiliate links to accessories, binders, dice, things like that as well that will be listed, even deck boxes and sleeves. So definitely want to take a look at that. But the main one as well is that TCG Player one. So thank you guys as well for all the subscribers and all that support as well.
Absolutely.
Now,
very much appreciated.
back to Felling of the Crown. $73 is where it's currently at. That's a rainbow foil, which is weirdly enough, because like that's the cheapest rainbow foil. The cheapest non-rainbow foil is actually 90, so it's more expensive than the rainbow foils. But you have 73, 75, and then it jumps to 87. So you're looking at a $90 card. Florian's probably going to take the majority of the stocks. I think it's caught on a little bit. There's another card that's going up as well, and we kind of talk about the different archetypes of Florian later on. You'll see kind of why some of these cards have gone up. But just let's start with Felling. Plow under $40, not necessarily feeling the same high rise just yet. I do think this has a chance to snap up a little bit, probably the high end of 60. But seems to be Felling of the Crown. Felling of the Crown is just crazy right now. Burdens of the Past has gone up. This is a really awkward card. And whether or not this is a right response or not, it has still gone up. When this card came out, I really had high hopes for it. The fact that it's a generic action, and I really like my generic cards, especially my blue block 3, like that do nothing.
Blue do
Supposedly,
nothings.
like blue do nothings. Although Poison the Well, which we're gonna check on that one as well, is a solid card. It's not a blue do nothing. Thank you, Poison the Well. Burdens of the Past is like $10 and going up. It's just it's up quite a bit. 3% high of 141%. 1 month high of it's not going to let me do it because my TCG player likes to break. But it is up from what it originally was.
Okay, I have
too
got
long
to know if
ago.
this card is actually any good. 'Cause I've been thinking about it for the last few days. 'Cause I am tempted to try it in one of my assassin builds, but why do I immediately think about Ira and Katsu using this?
Burdens of the Past.
I mean,
Yeah.
we thought about it. We've all thought about using this card,
Yeah.
but it's just so bad. Like, if
Well, maybe it's a 3 of, but if you
it's definitely, dude.
pitch
If
one
you
towards the
ever
end of the
draw
game,
2 of these in the same turn, even if it's online,
yeah,
you just
it's
feel
gotta be
like
2 of.
you like.
Feel bad.
I
Yeah.
guess you get to draw the card back, so it's not a dead card. But like, you're like, why couldn't I get these in 2 separate turns? You just, it's just terrible. To give people some context of what it does, until the end of turn, target hero can't play defense reaction cards with the same name as a card in their graveyard. If there are 10 or more defense reaction cards in their graveyard, draw a card, go again. Let me tell you why this card is bad. Because it says the word graveyard. And the most annoying deck that plays defense reactions has this cool mechanic called decompose. So while you could still target the Sink Blows and Fate for Scenes, you can't target the Carapaces. So the Carapaces are very likely not to get picked up by this. Also, you're very likely to never hit the 10 defense reactions in the graveyard while it still even matters. Because I feel like by the time there's 10 defense reactions in the graveyard and you're playing this, the Florian already has like 50 rune chance and you're just dead anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
That's how I feel about the card. Just bad.
Well, I
mean-
needed that logic because otherwise I was actually going to try it and feel silly when I did, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, the first
Save
time
me
you
and
go-
maybe some viewers a little time.
You go, how many defense reactions do you have? And then you look at his Banished Sun and there's like 4 of them there and you go, oh, it all makes sense now.
Yeah,
It
seems
always-
like it'd be really easy to play around.
It always feels like a really good card on paper until one, you draw it at the wrong time, and then 2, you draw 2 of them. Like it feels like you're never going to have it line up when you do. And if you did, then a better offense or just a second cycle or something like there's got to be a way to manage the reacts and still like push things through with
It
than
could be
relying
a
on
cute
something
one
like that.
of, but you want, okay, if you want a blue card that messes Florian up, you want to know what the best blue card you could put in your deck is? Ripple Away.
What you got?
I mean, you could throw it for 4 if you have to. It still blocks 3, and he goes germinate, pitch 4 blues, and you go Ripple Away, and he goes, oh, I'm sad. All his rune chants just go away. And if he's online, he only gets half of them. Like, so if you need a blue do nothing, Ripple Away or Poison the Well, because if he throws a fat germinate and you poison the well, he just dies.
Also good. Winning the game is good.
What's
Winning
next?
the game is good. Well, let's actually do Poison the Well next. It's because I want to keep on top of it. It's going up.
It
Sort
should.
of. $15 a card right now. That's right. When I just remember when Poison the Well was useless. Back when everybody thought, no way. And I was like, this is that Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's not good yet. Just wait. Just wait.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they printed this card, and there was.
Hand traps always will have like some kind of use to them, right?
That's right. That's why we do it. Poison Well, $15 though. Then Rainbow Foils, you're looking at 26. That's actually quite a bit. This might be the highest Poison the Well has been since the initial sort of surge it had when it first got announced. Of course, it's. Oh no, it is going to tell me. Yeah. rightfully so. It's kind of right back where it was. Back in October, it was up at $15, and then that was like the highest it ever was. So we're hitting new highs for Poison the Well. BIOS updates going up a little bit. Guess it's just more mechanologist speculation. Nothing crazy. It's $10 a card. I mean, it's
that is very. I don't know who wants to play that. Dash.io hardly wants to play it at the moment.
That's Puff and Spec.
We don't even know if Puffin's going to boost much.
I mean, well,
Maybe Max then. I don't know.
If she does, hopefully there's a BIOS update. But BIOS update's just kind of on the rise. Just want to keep you guys abreast of that. It's probably mech speculation and nothing more. I mean, a lot of mech cards. So like, it's the same thing every day that you look, right? If it's a mech card or ranger card, like there's a chance it's gone up. Most things are kind of in that weird fluctuation where there's new heroes, and so if it has anything to do with it, it will stay relevant. I think New Horizons is at 166, so I kind of expect it to keep there. I think I talked about it in the last market segment pretty in depth, that it's going to stay there and it will go higher if it becomes that quintessential headpiece, or if Riptide like goes the second it becomes meta again, it goes to like 190, 180, 190, like it was during the Lexi day. It just will. I think Marlon's gonna have a lot of.
Marlon does some, even with the couple cards
Marlon's
we have.
Gonna be good.
She does some cool stuff, like the new CNC, spell SEA, CNC into any of the Go Fish cards is just so disgusting.
I definitely think she's gonna be a very impactful deck. I actually think more so than the other two. Gravy Bones might be a little lackluster because they don't want to do anything too crazy with an ally hero. But who knows?
I can give you a big shrug on that one, buddy.
That's to be seen.
We'll see.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's a brand new class. It's the first new class that we've had since I started.
It's not something crazy. That's why I hope they give him like the watered down prism treatment. And they're like, oh, he's not really fully complete yet because they don't want to. I just hope he's not like completely busted.
You more mean like the watered down assassin treatment, where assassin was just bad for like a year. I don't think that's going to happen.
When they reprinted Prism was like nobody played it because the weapon was terrible. They had to they had to pretty much make her a Numenaris.
Okay, Prism as a hero has never mattered. It's always been the light illusionist weapon that's mattered.
Right. Well, they just couldn't have the old Luminaris because it was too good. They also just, I guess, didn't want to have the hero play the same way. But we'll see. We'll see. I have high hopes for all three heroes. I'm just worried that they make him too good, too quickly. Sonata Galaxia is a next card that's kind of going up. This must be because they want more Rune Blades. I mean, like, is this the Florian? Yeah. So it's at $15. It's actually got one page, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 listings, man. It's getting bought up like crazy. So I don't know if this is a knee-jerk reaction by a bunch of players, single person, but they're $15 a card. Rainbow foils, not very many of them at all. $19. When lightly played at $15. So not a lot of stock. It is from heavy hitters, and probably a lot of people had quite a few copies. So I would say this trends back down a little bit. But you're looking at 10 plus for that card. And then the last one I really had, and then I was just going to kind of talk a little bit about like where current case prices are, box prices. Maybe you guys are interested in hearing like, oh, like, well, what's that set doing? This is all TCG driven. Obviously, it's going to be different wherever you go. But Balance of Justice is the last card. Just want to keep this on the radar. I think as more decks continue to show that they're going to want to draw or have the option to with gold or other ways of drawing, or when we get back into that brute meta, it's coming eventually. Balance of Justice is kind of teetering at 146, 150. If it becomes like mainstream meta again, it probably goes back to 170, 180 and competes with Crown.
Balance
of
of
Justice,
that's
probably where it's going to stay.
Like 3 of a kind is going to exist in the next meta. Breaking 2 gold in 1 turn is going to exist in the next meta. Balance of Justice is going to be expensive.
Yeah, and let's check on 3 of a kind, and 3 of a kind's at $10.20. So it's still kind of where it was. It's still trending upwards. But those are unlimited edition. Weirdly enough, I No, the first editions are worth just slightly more, but not too bad. That's all I have for the card wise. Like I said, other than that, it just be kind of repeating some of the same ones that we've looked at. I mean, Erase Face is still high up in the meta right now. So is Sensor. Like in terms of the generics that people are watching now, I think that all you got still pretty hot. It might lose a little bit once Aurora goes, because I think Aurora, Enigma, and Zen were the ones propping that up quite a bit. All you got daggers, so I guess there's that, but like you can't do it to Reaping Blade and things, so you kind of lose a little bit of the effect. I mean, Fang, but those daggers aren't coming in for 2.
Sometimes they do. There's plenty of sidesteps. There's plenty of sidestep lines that you actually get paid off on Tag. So I know you wanted to talk about sealed product. Like, what's the one that's like surprised you the most? Because my thought was like Rosetta is going to be the one that's expensive, and it hasn't spiked at all. It's just been awful to buy this sealed product for like over a month now.
So like weirdly enough, it's Rosetta feels harder to get sometimes than Hunted. It's crazy. And it definitely isn't, because Hunted's got 2 listings on there for cases, and Rosetta's got plenty more. And I mean, you can find it, but I mean, Rosetta sold as high as $550 back on March 20th, and so people like are okay paying the prices. Well, I guess they're $560,
$500 for a case of Rosetta right now. Like, somewhere between $460 and $500.
Pretty much is where you're at. Yeah, because the cheapest one is actually Japanese, and so it's at $440, and then so it is $460 for English, which is up there. I mean, Hunted's at $500 right now. High Seas is pre-selling at $472.
Hunted is at $500.
Yeah, $499.
You just can't find it, right?
There's only 2 listings. I mean, that's partly so. It will eventually go back down, but I mean, it's the second shipment's just not coming in until it's going to be irrelevant.
Someone asked why there were no limited events for this ProQuest season, and I was like, do you not know? Can you not tell? You just can't find the product anywhere.
There's no product.
Yeah, the stores don't have any product to do a limited ProQuest with. Like,
Hunted was a big success. I mean, I think LSS had a Monarch issue, right? And I think they fixed it, because I mean, this goes way back just to like some preliminary. I mean, you can watch the whole Rudy saga on it, and there's other people that have chimed in on it. But Monarch was a really big overprinting, and LSS tried everything in their power to never repeat that kind of a process where they felt like the printing was stretched so unbelievably large, like in large quantities, that it just completely diluted the product. Now, granted, there's a flip side to it, and we're seeing it as popularity grows and the printing kind of doesn't grow with it. So it is growing pains, because they want to make sure that there's still collectability and value in the cards without completely like tanking things. So
I do not envy James White and his team.
I don't either. This is a tough one.
As much as I like my cards to be affordable, I think this is a better problem to have. It's just LSS maybe needs to. I think they're hopefully evaluating High Seas a little different, because I think this might even have more hype, because people just like pirates.
Well, so, I mean, that plus the treasure thing, this set has constraints. I mean, granted, how fast I've seen places sell out, this set has the I can't even think of the best word for it, but it has like the notion that it is going to be even bigger than Hunted. Which is crazy, but I think you've got 3 great archetypes. Obviously, the new Ally Illusionist, the new Ally class, and Necromancer. So you're gonna and then the chase stuff as well. I mean, you're gonna see some unprecedented stuff. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm not even thinking about the chase. I'm just thinking about like making sure I have a case for draft prep going into Nats.
But so like that's the problem. Like, and I hope they've learned, because they've cranked it up, because you're gonna have the collectability and the Willy Wonka-ness of it as the same time that you've got the playability of it, that people need to like actually draft this set. And well, again, it's the golden pack. You can just put it aside, but like you're going to hit that sort of that third player, as I like to call it, the person who's not playing the game, like the Rudy guy who follows Rudy and wants to like have sealed product, who's going to be in on the high seas as well for an entirely different reason.
So how much product do you think stores are going to be able to get? Like, have they actually said what's going to be allowed to be bought slash purchased at pre-release? Because we're going to be able to purchase it at pre-release, right?
That's what they said like
That's what they said
months ago. That like the planned allocation strategy was enough to do the pre-release, and then you could have enough product to do some drafts in the same weekend. So that would imply that there's going to be extra product. It's not going to just be like that base minimum needed to get through the pre-release like it usually is.
And even then, there was some left over, but
there was a little bit of price support extra.
Yeah, we should be good enough to see some sold. I think that in them doing that, they're already kind of saying that this is going to be a heavier allocated thing, or maybe trying to get it to be more heavily allocated. I don't know. I mean, it really just depends. I think as fast as stores get it, they're going to sell it. I mean, you got pre-release prices at $472, and it's probably selling. And I think boxes are at $120 plus right now and selling pre-order. So, and places are sold out. I mean, like you go to these Team Covenant, Min-Max, like you go to these places. Like I don't think Rudy's put a sale out yet because you have to be part of the Patreon. So I'm not entirely sure, but like these places are already like selling out. I mean, the international, domestic, you name it. Like the high seas is going to be big as more players get drawn in as well. I mean, Magic's still getting pulled kind of every which way, and so we do pick up players from all over the place, as well as people are just interested in the game, what the hype's about.
This is the first set since I started playing that I look at both sets and think, yeah, I want to play all three heroes.
Yeah, this feels good. I mean, the mech feels kind of neat and a little different than most of the mech heroes, so I'm sold on it. I don't know if I'd ever really play the ally hero. We'll have to see how he kind of plays, but I'm super interested in the Ranger. I mean, I think the aesthetics of the set as well, and already the art is looking amazing. And then you got the treasure chase and the collector side of things. Like I mean, come on, this might be the most cases I ever buy of a set. I'm just gonna go ahead and say
I have no interest in Puffin or Marlin. I'm morally opposed to the Ranger class in general. Just having played Assassins and Ninjas for so long, I don't know. They make me itch. But Gravy Bones, I may definitely put him together. Like I will be getting the Armory deck, and I may start putting things together here and there. But the other two, just not my flavor.
I like it all. I'm a Neapolitan enjoyer when it comes to the high seas. I'll even take the spoon and stick it right in the cart and mix it up.
Okay.
I'm in. Okay, so moving on. Living Legend wise, goodbye Zen, goodbye Enigma. We're now in almost close to a post MST meta. New is still hanging around. It looks like she'll most likely be here unless something really crazy happens. She'll be here for Nationals. But Enigma and Zen are gone. And now, after week 2 of ProQuest, and we even delayed recording because I really wanted to see week 2 before we recorded this, Aurora's toast. Aurora will probably hit Living Legend this weekend. So let's talk about the results.
At like 9-14 right now.
Yep.
I mean, and it's no surprise either.
And she might go up a few bits more because there might be a couple of stores that haven't finished reporting. So, but okay. First week, even with Enigma still in the meta, she picked up 26 wins. Was the dominant winner there. Then in week 2, she picked up another 47 wins. Now there are way more ProQuests on week 2 than week 1. But 47 wins with really dominant performance by Florian at 32. One of his worst matchups, Enigma, is gone. And I guess Zen's not a good matchup either. He can't pitch stack or rune chant stack against Zen. So 47 wins for Aurora, 32 wins for Florian, 18 wins for New, 8 wins for Slippy. 6 wins for Jarl, 6 wins for Kano, 6 wins for Prism, and then it starts to scale down from there. So Verdant's just way in the head on wins. I think it's a combination of pretty well designed hero. I don't sit across from Aurora and think, this game's just over. So she is just an aggressive, sometimes a little bit annoying aggro deck, but I don't get those vibes sitting across from Aurora. I think she's a pretty well designed hero. But she is extremely popular. And
you guys were both playing. You both started about the same time I did, like right after Dynasty. Right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you remember how Fi felt right before the Belittle ban?
No. So I think that's, well, I mean, maybe he does. I came in, I think, past the Winter Whale and Belittle ban.
I think
they were banned in the same ban list, right?
I think we played for like 2 weeks and then they got banned.
But I don't even know what those cards were. I was playing Reinhardt. I didn't even know what I was doing.
Okay, well,
spoiler, I didn't like
played
Reinhardt
Fi before the Belittle ban. I played Fi all the way up until the Belittle ban, like right after I started, and I kind of think there's some similarities there, like in the same annoying aggro deck. When you said annoying aggro deck, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Was that is very similar to the way people felt about Fi, but nobody was claiming Fi was obscenely broken or anything, and Fi didn't rack up the wins like this.
Aurora's not obscenely broken. Belittle's broken, and Stubbies is broken, and those two things together.
No. Stubbies was gone.
Yeah, Stubbies was gone already.
Is a problem.
So the thing
Aurora
is,
just has the split damage.
Well, Aurora has some split damage, but Fi could block. He didn't want to, but he could. Aurora cannot block. So if and she has no disruption. She doesn't even have access to breaking point. Like, she has zero disruption and can't block. She's just all gas, meaning she's prone to disruption. She's prone to straight up just getting fatigued if you just happen to have the right defensive cards when she chooses her go turn and all that jazz. I think she's fine. She is very strong, but I think it's mainly higher representation that we're seeing.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
She's popular. She was popular before she kind of was bumped up, and then the armory deck plus a few pieces, and then obviously just kind of like finding the right deck just really like
every Viscerai orphan, almost every Viscerai orphan probably went to Aurora as well. They took their expensive rune blade gear, bought the armory deck, picked up the couple of Majestics for like $100, and then you have your Aurora deck, right?
That's a really good point.
Easy transition.
The Viscerai orphans went into Aurora, and now the Aurora orphans are going to go into Florian. Just keep using that equipment.
Yeah, that's true.
Runeblade Summer will never end.
Yeah, I think it's only going to take like another ProQuest if Florian's picking up the wins like he is now with Aurora in the meta. Unless there's something that really hurts him, I don't think he'll stick around for too long. So I don't know where our Runeblades go after that, because Vincent is a Runeblade, but she plays on such a totally different like archetype. But yeah, so I don't know what the premier aggro deck is even going to be in Nationals, because Aurora's going to be gone.
Slippy.
Is it going to be Slippy? Yeah, I could see it.
That's my take.
But you were talking about Syndra right when you winked out.
You said people were going to say that Syndra might be that aggro deck to step in.
Well, I've heard rumblings about that, like on Twitter and in a few different Discords and everything, but I don't see it. I mean, now that people have figured Syndra out, I think she's going to need some kind of kick in the pants, like in the form of an expansion slot, in order to actually become that threat.
I've seen some lists that go for more 1/4/4s and 2/5s that utilize blues a little bit more, and like to want to really get a really large amount of value out of the chess piece instead of just sometimes using it just for the occasional 1/5 at the end of a turn, or 1/7 at the end of a turn. I don't know. Like, I think Syndra, Dash.io, Slippy, Fang, all three of these are like or 4 of these are all very viable like aggro decks, but they all have like their inherent weaknesses. And they're actually all completely fatigable. Where Aurora is not fatigable if she's played correctly. Like things have to go pretty badly, or you get disrupted on the wrong turns. But doing the arc lightning setup usually locks out games, and her weapon is just insane. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna go back to this. The 5th deck I didn't recognize is maybe Fi. Fi could be the closest thing we have to an aggro deck that gets to play as aggressive as possible, but can't really be fatigued.
Is that still true? Because I know that was true back when he had Art of War, but I don't know if he's still in that same boat.
I mean,
There's been some new fight tech.
Phoenix Flame Sword is really high value, and it costs no cards from deck. So Phoenix Flame Sword, just over and over again. Accrues a ton of value.
Do you think Sindri gets any points if there's a bunch of fatiguey Florians running around with 18 D-Reacts? I mean, daggers are already a nuisance to block. I mean, do you really want to sit there and block 1 pings with your D-Reacts? Like, white decks usually do very good against.
Wide decks do good against defense reaction decks. Wide decks do poorly against life gain decks. Florian just happens to be both a defense reaction and a life gain deck. Because every time you play Sigil of Solace...
With disruption caked in, too.
Yeah.
Crazy enough.
Every time you play Sigil of Solace, 3 dagger flicks went away. So that's 3 turns of flick knives get eaten up by a single card.
That's true.
And then...
it's annoying when you think about it like that.
Dude, Sigil of Solace is a good card. It's even better when you play a Thistleblum Life right afterwards.
What if we get some crazy, and this is all hypothetical, what if we get like a crazy callback to Bonds, right? We get like a Bonds unban. Does Katsu then come back in as a premier aggro deck because he has the width and also the unpredictability?
Okay, you got to hit somebody for Katsu to work?
Retrace?
But you're going to hit.
But Katsu has a lot of breakpoints.
You're going to hit at some point, right?
That was like, that's how you measured your skill as Katsu. Can you make your opponent block wrong? Because they're an opponent with a defensive deck, they have the ability to block correctly every turn. Can you make them block wrong?
I'd love to see Bonds. I'd love to see Bonds come back just to put Katsu back in.
I think it should come back. Art of War's gone. The Bonds is really, really strong, but Art of War is what like made those like really big turns mesh, because the +1 Anthem effect across multiple bonds of ancestry is what really made it pop off.
Also, the free tutor with the hat from Zen. That was also the thing that really broke Bonds wide open. I mean, with just the red Bonds, Katsu's probably pretty fair.
I was going to say blue Bonds they probably ought to keep in because of the whole Mopple shenanigans, but I mean, maybe they can bring back red. I mean, like they should at least bring red back.
I mean, even in like Bonds Katsu, you only moppled for the blue Bonds when things were really rough. You still wanted to mopple for Tenacity or Salt the Wound.
Salt.
I don't know, but it'd be nice to see Sindri another kind of aggro deck step up. I mean, do we consider Fi to be a kind of an aggro deck, or is he like aggro?
Yeah, Fi's aggro.
Or sorry, not Fi. 100%. I meant Fang.
Fang is definitely aggro. He's prone to disruption though. Like, and there's some like just straight up hard counters to his play style. Like if he's playing into Assassin and ever just gets completely everything removed from his hand, he just loses all his fealty. Smack to Reality is really funny into Fang. Just if Smack to Reality hits, he just blows up all the fealties. So Guardian is already good into Fang, is even better because of Smack. You know what I just thought about is aggro Guardian maybe something that could happen.
I was actually thinking about that earlier too. I was just talking in the Level Up Discord about Bravo and how I missed Crippling Crush and Bravo being a thing. And on this week's meta results, Bravo actually won 2 Pro Quests. So I don't know if that was fatigue or if the big bonk hammer is back, because that's what I would like to see. I'd like to see Crippling Crush dominated.
So
I mean,
actually doing something.
It's good against
you can't
Correct.
fatigue Victor if he knows what he's doing. You can't fatigue him because he just like does a Goldmane Estate pitch stack. He just plays Visit the Goldmane Estate like 2 or 3 times in one turn, and then it just hits you for 25 with his hammer. And then you also like Jarl can be fatigued, but his aggressive deck, his aggressive ice deck that like kind of Damien has been spreading around, Aggro Blaze is kind of on it. He just posted on the Card Guys Patreon this aggressive ice Jarl deck. It's pretty cool. So maybe aggressive Guardian might be something to consider.
Icy aggro Jarl. That sounds like something exactly up my
Dude, if you ever have to open equipment slots, you are just Icequake into Frostfang is just the most. It's so illegal. It's so illegal. one blue pitch, play Icequake. They get a Frostbite in their glove slot. Play Frostfang. It's coming in for 8 on hit. Give them Frostbite on hit. They have to pay 2 or discard a card, and then they put a second Frostbite automatically into their like other open slot. So that's potentially 3 Frostbites and pay 2, discard a card.
Dude, have you ever pummeled a Frostfang?
It's happened to me. I mean, have you ever used Icequake on Command and Conquer? Like, come on. Like,
yes, I have. That's good stuff too. I have also enjoyed that.
You know what's also so rude about Icequake into Frostfang is that the person has to pitch to play defensive reactions to try to block the Frostfang. So if they drew defense reactions, they just get boom roasted like by these Frostfangs, these Frostbites. You block with any equipment, you are done for. You have to make the Jarl blow it up. Like, you are wearing equipment for Jarl to destroy to slow him down. Like, you do not break your equipment against him. You think, man, I could break snaps right now and the turn will be pretty good. And every turn for the rest of the game is just absolute
miserable
balls.
Yeah,
like,
no way.
It's just terrible.
Yeah. I need to play more Jarl. Now that I think about
Jarl's in a good spot right now. I actually think he's in a really good spot now that Enigma's gone. I think that was the deck really holding him back. He's got good matchups into literally everybody. Enigma was what really hurt him.
I don't know. I mean, as new, I felt pretty good into that matchup.
I think Jarl just says New's going to hit Living Legend soon.
Fair.
Dodger. And he could still beat her, right? Because like she's got the gloves, she's got the gloves and the boots that she wants to use to win. And as soon as she uses those, she's subject to the same awful gameplay that everyone else gets to experience.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't as new, I don't really like pitching my blues. I'd rather play them, but you can pitch them if absolutely necessary. So the Frostbites don't hurt as bad. I think back to the games from the new perspective that I've played against Jarl, and it felt pretty good from my side.
So, what do you think about playing for the Pro Quest here at Johns Creek?
I have no idea.
Me neither.
It's going to be an assassin of some flavor, but by then Aurora's going to be gone. It's probably going to be a full-on Florian meta. I have no idea. I expect to have to deal with at least one Prism at some point through the Swiss.
Yeah, and some Kanos probably too. They're always lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, at that point, everybody that's trying to qualify is going to have qualified, because our ProQuest isn't until like the last weekend or the weekend before the last.
No, I think
the
it's the
17th of May.
There's
yeah, like the very last weekend. So anybody that is actively trying to go to Singapore will have their invitation at that point, I'm sure, because they're going to be grinding ProQuest all over the place. But I don't know. I'm going for fun, and I have no expectations of winning. My goal is to, I don't know, do well, maybe get into the top 8, get a promo. We'll see what happens. But to that end, I don't know what hero I actually want to play. I like Mario, and I love New. Jarl is fun, but I'm leaning mostly towards Mario, to be honest. But I'm torn between the Dagger list and Tom's more red line aggressive list because that's the flavor that I like to play with.
I can tell you 100% I will be on Fi. 100%.
I mean,
No joke.
I know you're trolling,
Right.
but I actually think it's a decent pick.
You guys think I'm trolling until I'm not. I show up on Fi.
I mean, I think
We'll see.
aggressive Fi or mid-range Fi could be good in this meta. But speaking of metas, there's a new meta. Did you guys know that there's a new meta coming up in Flesh and Blood?
Yes. Well,
You do?
Yes.
I feel like
No, I'm
okay,
lost.
Okay,
I have
I was
no
gonna
idea what
say.
you're
Oh,
talking
no.
I was like, does
There's-
no one know? Were you following it? Okay, there's this new format that's going to get tested out soon. I think it's either Nats or something close to Nats. It's called Project Blue. You guys heard about Project Blue?
Nope.
I have
It's
not. I saw some kind of picture about Project Blue and some promo, but I have no idea what that is. And I'm being honest here. I really
the promo is really funny, and I'll get to that. But there's two reasons I'm excited about Project Blue. The first reason is I can call every deck I make for Project Blue Peanut Butter Hero because it's PB. So I'm working right now. I'm working on Peanut Butter Azalea, and the second reason I'm excited about it is because it's a new commoner format.
Ooh.
They already have a ban list that they've released where they ban all the super degenerate BS. Sigil of Solace, out of here. Sink Below, gone.
What?
Fate Foreseen, bye-bye. Deadwood Dirge,
Okay.
nuh-uh.
All right.
Ball Lightning, of course that's gone. Snapdragons,
Yeah, that was-
no Snappies.
No Snappies?
Snapdragons. No Goliath Gauntlet. No, all the super degenerate commoner stuff is gone. In return, you can play rares. No Majestics, no Legendaries, commons and rares. So that's the Project Blue format with the ban list. I'll put the ban list in the
that
in
actually
the comments
seems
on YouTube.
really fun.
The little bit of testing I've done,
Huh.
it seems pretty good so far. Okay, now let's talk about the promo. I'm pretty sure the promo
Hold on.
is a full art Sink Below for playing in Project Blue format events. You can't play Sink Below in Project Blue. Womp womp.
All right, so like commoner, it's young heroes. I'm assuming.
Young heroes, except for Yorick.
Okay.
He's banned.
Where is this gonna? Where are they testing this out?
I
You said
can't.
at Nats,
That's
maybe?
the one detail I forgot.
Ah. Okay, now you got me curious. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Oh, it's going to be
I
the
did
New
not know
Zealand
that.
calling.
Aw.
Of course.
All right,
Ooh, ban.
I've got the list of banned cards. I'll go over it really fast. Aether Ironweave, Goliath Gauntlets, Heart and Cross Strap, Mask of Three Tails, Ragamuffin's Hat, Rosetta Thorn, Snapdragons, Stubby Hammers, Vest of the First Fist, Waning Moon, Zephyr Needle. Aether Flare, Ball Lightning, Belittle, Bonds of Ancestry, Count Your Blessings, Deadwood Dirge, Drone of Brutality, Electromagnetic, Somersault, Fate Foreseen, Flick Flack, Plunder Run, Rake the Embers, Rootbound Carapace, Seeds of Agony, Sigil of Solace, Sink Below, Cash In, and Amulet of Ice.
Wow, that's a ban list.
Yeah, these cards are all busted. So, like, can you imagine if we did this format and they left Rake the Embers in it? Like, they've already done some testing because Rake the Embers would dominate this format. Aether Flare is gone. Dude, Aether Flare and Ragamuffin's Hat. It's just like, no degenerate wizard stuff here.
I mean, you can still play wizards. You're blasting every turn.
All of the good defense reactions are pretty much gone.
Yeah,
Like the
what I
only
heard.
the only high value defense reaction that I could think of is Shunt. All the other ones are kind of the expensive ones to play. And to be
Guardians
fair,
of-
breaking Blossom of Spring and throwing a Shunt down is probably a pretty decent play in this format.
Did you mention Tessa Strength or Tessa the?
Nope, the Guardian cards. A lot of the Guardian block cards are in.
Blossom is an action, isn't it? It's not a.
I thought it was an instant.
Tunic. No, I'm pretty sure it's an action. So I don't think you can do it on the opponent's turn.
It is an action. Never mind. You're correct. Nope. No way to play Shunt off that. So yeah, my initial testing in the format, it's pretty good. Blossom of Spring is a very powerful chess piece in this format. So I'm
Just
excited
cash
about
in
it.
for a resource.
Yeah,
It does. It does
sounds
sound
like
good.
fun. Sounds like something I'll have to put together just to have in my bag in case somebody wants to play some random peanut butter on a Tuesday night.
I hope that they're going to put it on stream. I want to see if they put something up on stream for this new format. I doubt they will, but I mean, you get a special promo, and the promo looks incredible. If you guys have seen it, it's a new full art sync below.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And the winner gets a gold foil. So it's not like a low stakes tournament. It's a common rare gold foil, an additional 2 sync below promos. So you get a full play set of these things. And by the way, these sync below promos, at least at first, I don't know if they're going to get distributed to other events. These sync below promos are going to be worth a fortune. They're going to be, they won't be as much as Kasai and Conquers, but they're going to be up there.
Yeah.
I can't believe you guys hadn't heard about it.
I mean, like I said, I just saw that one little advert, but I didn't know anything about the actual format itself. I don't remember seeing anything like on the mothership or anything like on social media saying, "Hey, learn more information about Project Blue."
Man, I just looked at the
So
sync
where did you even
blows.
find this information? Because I really have not, and I feel like I stay on top of this stuff pretty well most of the
Did you go find the art for it?
That sync below looks amazing.
Yeah. I want to know what character that is.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's something, that's some new character art. It looks like a rune blade. Kind of.
Looks like Levia. Maybe.
No,
I don't know.
Levia had dark hair. This is a very red-haired individual.
Got some lizards though. Maybe it's the new Dromai. There's the dragons. Maybe get a rune blade.
Maybe it's a red card. I'm excited. I'm excited to see like what people try to break, because there are some really powerful cards in the set in that list, right? Snatch, like Humble is in there. Looking for a Scrap is rare. These are some really strong cards. Let's see. Someone even put a decent list. Barraging Beatdown is rare for Brute.
I mean, the rares. I think rares carry more than people. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like rares are just solid cards. Your Majestics, yeah, elevate the deck, but like the rares are like your bread and butter.
Shred is red or rare.
Now,
yeah,
one thing I do remember hearing or seeing online about this is that somebody was asking if this is the next evolution of Blitz. Like, if there's a possibility that this might take over the Blitz format.
If it's good,
I mean, maybe if it's good enough. I would like this. So if they end up doing that, I think there's a plus side to it, right? Because I feel like Blitz is supposed to be your kind of like entry level format. I mean, that's usually how it's presented as, right? Like, you're supposed to get people in. Problem is Blitz is so damn degenerate that it's not entry level at all. It's completely the opposite, because you just show up and get womboed. Yeah, you get womboed out by something you have no idea what's even going on.
Constructed out after like pumping gas out of a paper bag.
Yeah, it's like you got decks like what's her face in there, like Data Doll. You know, like nobody's sitting down is going to have a good game against Data Doll, and they've never played the game before.
That's not true.
It
Dude,
is.
I did a Blitz tournament, and a lot of the games are super close. Everything is degenerate in Blitz. Like, if you come up with a fair deck, you're going to have a bad time in Blitz. You need to find something broken and degenerate. I don't mind them continuing to support Blitz as a format, because there are heroes that are relying on Majestics and Legendaries in the Blitz format to even function correctly. But I think the commoner format has become kind of this, like, we realize that the math of Flesh and Blood is really good, but there's just like some classes that don't get to do anything because all of their good cards are in the rarity. And then there's some classes that are just like super overpowered, and some cards that are super overpowered, like Sync Below. Like,
I like this though. This would feel like a fundamentals oriented game play where you still allow rares in and power cards and class identity, but you keep banning things to kind of just get a finite list to where, you know, the game feels good. I don't know. A new format taking over Blitz, maybe. Then what does old Blitz do? Maybe Blitz just becomes like I don't know. I like Blitz. I feel like it has a place, but at the same time, it's so unorthodox. Like some of the heroes you couldn't even play if you wanted to have like you're gonna bring the dice rolling KO to Blitz. Like really, like that's what you're gonna do. I mean, he's borderline unplayable, but he's only playable in Blitz. And that's what you're going to bring to, like, that's what I want to bring to Blitz, but there's no chance.
Okay. First impressions, who do you think is the most powerful deck in Project Blue?
Oh, man. I mean, so you get rares, but you'd lose some of the defensive cards. Whose rare pool is just out of control?
I think Reinhardt's pretty high up there. I think Azalea.
I think Azuri's probably pretty
Reinhardt breaks the fundamentals of the game, so he's good no matter what.
Azalea. She's got Dominate on her hero power. Yeah.
Bravo's probably pretty good.
I think actually all the assassins are probably pretty good. They get access to like things like Death Touch.
Guardians still have their clash cards and like their big wall. I mean, they still have what's that damn D-React that nobody likes?
Staunch Response.
Yeah, still get Staunch.
I wonder if Prism is any good.
And Unmovable. I didn't hear Unmovable, so you could still Unmovable from Arsenal.
I would have to think that Prism wouldn't be very good. I mean, not the new Prism.
You get
maybe OG.
Yeah, it'd be OG Prism with Reality Refractor, and you play some of the better. There's like a lot of the really good auras are rare. Merciful Retribution, Odorath, Parable of Humility.
Yeah, they're all rare. I think Haze Bending is too.
Passing Rush.
Honestly, this is kind of exciting. Just to think about this and try to figure out what does my favorite hero actually do under these restrictions. That's the kind of thing that I want to sit down and actually explore.
Well,
that's cool.
I wanted to play Riptide, and then I gave up Riptide because his traps are M's.
They're M's, most of them, yeah. I think that's why it's a really cool format. If it does translate to like the new player kind of esque format and like it replaces Blitz during scrimmage season, like that would actually, I think that would be a better format than somebody buying a Blitz deck and thinking they're actually going to have some interaction with the deck they're going to play against, which is just not possible.
But Aurora
just being real.
Aurora's probably pretty good.
You just don't have access to I mean, like the crazy cards, but you got a lot of 0 for 4s.
A lot of 0 for 4s.
But no blocks, right? So like I think that's why they're trying to like no sinks, no fates. So you don't really have access to those deers. So like the little defense you did have, you don't have either. Which I like. Like they're gonna make you pay to play defense. Oasis. Things like that. Like even paying one for Shunt feels terrible.
I wonder what the boots would be for Aurora. Just rare.
You can play Twinkle Toes.
Oh, Starting Point.
Yeah.
Oh no, those are assassin, aren't they?
No, those are assassin only
because they're generic. They'd be so good.
No, yeah, they're the better Uzuri boots.
Yeah. I keep thinking they're generic. They're not generic. What would you do? I guess just Blade Beckoner boots. They block 2. Now I want to look.
Man, talk about getting some value out of your common cold foils.
Surely not time skippers.
I mean,
I don't think there'd be a need
just to get an extra action point
for
that's
a
lot.
That's
a lot of. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a lot of resources on an already strained deck for a blue, for an action point.
What's the actual slot called for boots? Legs. Yeah, I always forget. Let's see. Legs, search, go. So Blade Beckoner boots are high up there. All right. Let's pick generic. Class, generic, go. On legs.
As we do this live.
Yeah. Because you got me wanting to know.
This is important.
Man, it's probably Blade Beckoner boots. No lie. It's
wow. I mean, okay. So when you take the D-Reacts out, right, you still got to block some things, breakpoints. So yeah, I mean, armor needs to either do something pivotal to your game plan or block.
They block 2 into most matchups, which is quite good.
Yeah. Brute has access to that like agility braking equipment too that came out, because like that limited set was actually really cool. You know, those the quick, it's like little quick boots or
I
whatever.
bet you
There'd be
Dash
some
is
good
good.
stuff. Yeah, no, there'd be some good decks in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just plain Jane Dash.
I mean, Dash already has
I gotta
good,
think,
good
like,
math.
What item does she start with though? Because all her items are M's. But boost cards are good.
Just have ways to get through your deck fast. Like this is a cool format. No, I definitely want to look into something. Maybe I'll still try and do the KO roll the dice deck.
I just hope that they have it at
be even
NAP.
worse in here.
I actually really want to take a deck and try to figure this format out. So
Actually, Dash Inventor Extraordinaire and Commoner is pretty good. So with access to rares as well, she's probably really good.
I mean,
so what item does she start with in Commoner?
I don't remember. The last time I played Dash and Commoner, I want to say was Pro Tour Baltimore. I haven't touched Commoner since then.
Because almost all her items are M's. So all the gun items are M's. Yeah, man, I really wonder. Interesting. Yep, I'm pumped about this format.
I'm gonna throw a deck together. I'm gonna throw a young assassin together. Probably young Mario. And I'll have a deck with me at some point in the next week or two. We can test it out.
Can we start with something defensive? You can start with
Oh, actually, I think I know what it is that she starts with.
Reverse polarity script or something like that?
I'm pretty sure she starts with a hyperdriver and commoner.
Hyperdriver?
Yeah, it's 3 resources for free.
That's
In
interesting.
a format that you start at 20 life, that's more than most value that most people get from their hero power.
That sounds pretty good, actually. Yeah. Well, format broken.
Already
good job.
Okay.
Anybody going to Auckland, you're welcome.
Actually, I'm a big fan of Zelia. I think her hero power is in a lower powered format where D-reacts are like removed is cracked.
Yeah.
Part of the
No, I
cards,
could see
baby.
that.
Just activate Zelia every turn, whether you got to see the top or not.
I mean, you get Spire Snipings.
Spire Snipings, and there's the common headpiece that you block for 1 and look at the top card of your deck when you do.
Can you use the...
Also, there are the Seeker's Mitts and the Seeker's equipment.
Ooh, there are the
got those in
Seeker's
every-
equipment. Those are good too.
Yeah.
Seekers are rare. So yeah, you could do the Seekers Seekers set. The Seekers gloves, right? That might. Oh well, no. She definitely does bullseye bracers. Bullseye bracers are rare.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you definitely want bullseye bracers. What about talismanic lens? Just pop it and then opt 2.
Okay. What else? What else we got? Before we turn completely
I
into
think
a
that's
project
it. I think
podcast?
that's it. I think that's it.
I think that's how we know that's it, because now I want to go build Project Blue decks.
Peanut butter decks. Peanut butter.
Peanut butter decks, and we could all get the cards on TCG Player using our affiliate link. Look at that. It all comes back full circle.
Hey.
But
I like
it's all
that.
just commons and rares. It's 3% on like $1. Hey, anything else?
I mean,
Anything else?
I might have them, but I might not.
That's 3 pennies I wouldn't have.
That's true.
Okay.
Free real estate's free real estate. Doesn't matter how small it is. But you guys can find. I'll do mine first because I'm doing it backwards. You can find me at BigMaxFab on Twitter, or at BigMax on Blue Sky, or BigMax on Discord. And then we're back packing cracks. We're back cracking packs.
Are we cracking packs once a day again?
Yeah, we're back. We're
Oh.
back. So I'm tired of being lazy. My thing that like records the videos has been talking to me at night, telling, like, not realistically, but like literally telling me you could open those packs.
They have medication for that.
Yeah. You know it's all messed up when your phone recorder holder is telling you got to do this. No, I've been looking at the same box of Dust Till Dawn, and I left it off at the exact point. So we're back on that. Plus, I got the gold packs coming up, like with high seas. Am I really not going to open those on camera? Like, that'd be crazy. It'd be criminal, actually. But you can find my hands doing that again. Thomas, where can they find you?
At Wet the System Fab on Twitter, Wet the System pretty much everywhere else.
Donnie, where can they find you?
Oh, it's my turn. Okay, cool. I was waiting on you to actually give me the go. I am Draco Hominus 87 everywhere social media is sold. You can find me on Discord, Twitter, Blue Sky, literally anywhere. Just look up Draco Hominus 87. If it's on there, it's me. I use it all over the place. You can also find me as Donnie K on cardgamer.com, where I write several different article series. The latest one was a comparison between some of the top decks that I can remember from modern Magic the Gathering, things like Murktide and a couple of others. Burn being the biggest one. What do you compare those decks with to decks in Flesh and Blood?
I did check it out.
My editor seemed to like it, so I'm hoping it's pretty
It's
good.
a really common question.
I feel pretty
I
good.
see it pop up all the time.
Yeah, like what do you compare X deck to in Flesh and Blood? I picked out 5 of them, and I feel like I made some pretty good comparisons, but they're wildly different systems, so it's not going to be a straight 1-to-1 comparison. That's impossible. But the premise that I went with for the article was, no matter what game you're playing, certain playstyles evoke certain emotions in how you approach your gameplay. So things like, my favorite example was Rakdos Scam from back when I was playing Modern, which was a red-black control deck where you would cheat, disruptive things into play and just steal tempo and just ride it to victory through the whole game. I compared that to Mario, because Mario can do some really dirty, deceptive things, etc., etc. If you're interested in that kind of thing, go check out the article. Not sure what my next one's going to be. Probably another top 5 of some kind, most likely to do with generic things. We'll see.
Ooh,
It depends.
I like that.
Okay.
Top 5 generic cards of all time. That's gonna be a tough one. If you do something like that, we all know what number 1 is, though. I'm gonna say that and then just leave it, so that way we're all like sitting around like, yeah, we know what it is.
It's Pummel.
We all have different
Oh,
answers.
I know what it is. It's obvious.
Okay.
We'll
Say it after the podcast, though. We don't want to give it away.
It's the good Pummel, the Pummel that people actually discard a card to.
Oh,
see, I'm not thinking that at
that's
all
good.
either.
That's good.
Oh, that's the best one. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, thank you for joining us, everybody. We hope you enjoyed catching up with us this week. And if you did, subscribe or follow, depending on where you found us, to catch us again next time. Until then, take care of yourselves and remember, we're all siblings in cardboard. And what's this card? You might not be able to read it. In fact, I actually can't read it because I have to turn around and look at the card and read the card. Reading the card explains the card. Read the card and do your triggers.
There's no text on that card. It's not even a
No,
good
seriously,
example.
there is. No, there is. Look, it says go again. But you wouldn't know that unless you read it. So
You picked the card without
take
rules
care.
text.
It's okay. It works. It works.